Welcome back to Sports Hop. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Mack B back at it. Back in the building. Episode 49. Man, time flies when you're having fun. We got another hot show for you today. I'm really excited about this one. Pulling up on the couch, I got my OG, my old school homie, my player partner, Lino Lares is in the building. What's up, family? What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Good.
Good to see you, man.
Great to see you.
How's everything?
Well, everything's going good. Outside of this Bell's palsy, I woke up the other day.
Okay.
That explains the glasses. I'm not trying to be
Okay.
Sometimes I think it's kind of rude talking to somebody when you got shades on.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I'm getting through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Speedy recovery to you. You're going to be all right. Let's just dive right in, family. Let's talk about your upbringing, man. You're originally from L.A.
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica, to be specific.
Born and raised in Santa Monica.
Talk to all the viewers out there, man. What was it like growing up in Santa Monica, as a kid, as a teenager? What were your hobbies? What were your interests? And then, you have your siblings as well. Talk about that experience, man.
Man, growing up in Santa Monica says it enough. Santa Monica, right by the beach. Weather was always great. Lot less people. We're able to ride our bikes, in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Water balloon fights all the time.
Okay.
It looks completely different than when I grew up. There was a bunch of one-way streets and, no more of the old school Tops burgers and all the joints we used to like going to.
Right.
But didn't live far from the beach, so riding our bikes to the beach was a weekly occurrence.
Yeah.
Grew up with the youngest of three at that time.
Okay.
At that time, I had two older brothers.
Right.
I now have two sisters and a brother younger than me. So at first I was the youngest of three.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was the little brother that they had to drag around.
Okay.
They wanted to go out or do something. Mom was like, take Lino with you.
Yeah. You learned a lot though from them, right?
I learned a lot. I never understood why she would do that. Did she think my brothers weren't gonna do something because I was there?
Right.
Kept doing their thing, and I just learned how to do it earlier.
Right. Right. Did you go to Santa Monica High?
I went to Santa Monica High School. Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Monica High School. Let me see. Freshman year, I think freshman, sophomore, and then I ended up going to continuation, Olympic High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about your high school experience, man. What was that like? Were you playing sports? Were you the kid ditching class and hanging out with the homies? I mean, what was Lino getting into at that time?
High school was cool. Lino was being Lino. I can never pinpoint a time of any change.
Yeah.
I was always the younger brother trying to be like the big brothers.
Okay.
So I was doing big boy stuff at a young age.
Right.
I like football. But never.
Did you play?
Never.
Okay.
Never played. Actually, junior high school. Right before junior high school, I played baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to love playing baseball as a catcher. Yeah.
Right.
It's ironic because my oldest son played catcher in college. He went to college.
Right.
I guess I could say that's our favorite position.
Okay. Let's transition from high school days and then you becoming a young adult, graduating in your early 20s. What led you to get into the barber business and establish Pico barbershops and all of that? Talk to me about that experience.
My senior years of high school,
yeah,
there was a program. It was for, I guess you could say at-risk youth, where you can work for the city of Santa Monica as a trainee.
Yeah.
And I got into that working for the wastewater department for the city of Santa Monica. And, that was really cool, working with older guys. A lot of people I looked up to. And then one day, I started doing tile work with the brother-in-law. Tile work and masonry work, and
right.
I was kind of jumping around. Didn't know really what I wanted to do. So my dad sat me down and said, "Look, you got to think about what you like to do, and then figure out a way of making money doing it."
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I did. I thought about it. And I like cutting hair because I always buy the clippers and cut your homie's hair in the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah. Would you cut your own hair?
I would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd cut my own hair, save some money.
Right.
But before then, I used to love being in the barbershop. As a small kid, my grandfather would take me with him to the barbershop over there on 16th, 17th Street in Ocean Park. And I just like being there, like old stuff. I'm really into vintage stuff.
Yeah.
Always.
Old school.
And just being there, hearing the guys, talk crap. And I was a little kid. Going with my grandpa was really cool. So when my dad told me, well, think about what you like doing and figure out a way you make money doing it. I said, I like cutting hair. I mean, you answered all your questions. Go to school, get your barber's license, and become a barber. Yeah, and I took his advice. That's what I did.
Right. Now, you initially started in a barber shop, right?
Well,
or did you start out as just owning your own shop or partnering up with somebody?
Well, yeah, initially went to school because you gotta accumulate 1,500 hours of schooling.
Right.
Yeah, so once I finished my schooling, I ended up at a barber shop in Santa Monica on Lincoln Boulevard, and trained under one of the best barbers to this day.
Okay.
Who's still around, my boy Chino. Shout out Chino. Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Chino.
Yeah, and I listened, paid attention, and just a sponge absorbed everything he had to offer.
Yeah. At what point did you transition from working in a barbershop to owning your own shop? How did that go down?
That's kind of funny. Chino again. I think what was happening was, by that time I started young, having kids.
Yeah.
At that time, my two boys were playing baseball.
Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
For Los Amigos, yeah.
I remember that.
And I was always telling Chino, hey, Chino, I gotta go. My son has a game, or I gotta take my son to practice. And I don't know if he got fed up with it, but he's like, Lino, man, you've been with me for so long. It just seems like you need to move on. You want to take time out to go to your kids' baseball games, and I don't have anything against it. But when it affects my business, I go, he goes, maybe you should get your own shop. So with his encouraging words, I was like, yeah, time.
Yeah.
Thinking that I was gonna open up my own shop and be at the park all day, but it was the opposite. Get more responsibility.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that barber experience, right? Because everybody, including myself, has like fond memories from going to the barber shop, even when I was younger. And then you used to cut my hair when you were out here in Santa Monica. Talk to me about that experience where, somebody hops in that chair and you just bless them, man, because, I know some people are more difficult than others, right?
Yeah.
But that's a work of art, man. When you cut somebody's hair, the way I look at it, that's like an artistic vision, because they want a certain look and you have to adhere to their requests, right? But then the overall experience, when it's all said and done, and then they break bread with you, right? They pay you, they give you a nice little tip. How does that feel, man?
Yeah. Man,
I know you're probably just used to it, right? By now.
Now I can pretty much do it. Yeah.
But in the beginning,
it's nerve wracking.
Okay.
When the haircut was done, I show them the mirror, and they would say, "Oh, it looks good." And I'm like, "No, for real. Like, are you sure it looks good?" Like, I was really self-conscious. I wanted to make sure they were happy.
Yeah.
But just making somebody happy about the way they look, makes them feel better, look better, and tend to be better people, I think.
Right. Did it ever go the other way, where you cut somebody's hair and they weren't happy, or they just said, I need this done? You know what I mean?
I don't think as a professional, but definitely in barber college.
Okay, right.
As a professional, I don't remember a time where I jacked them up, where I might have given them a haircut they didn't want, or I didn't interpret it correctly. But I can't say that like I put a hole in the
hair. No. You had skills. No,
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
But I really, honestly, knock on wood, I can't remember really bad. I do have a funny story if I could tell it.
Go ahead, man.
And my family and my customers probably heard it 1,000 times. This lady comes in with her grandson. Her grandson had to be, say, 8 years old, right? Gets in my chair, and the grandma says, "Oh, can you cut his hair? It's so long. I want it really short." And the little kid says, "No, grandma. I don't want it short. I want it long."
Right.
Right. And the grandma said, "No, cut it short. He says, "No, grandma." Little kid now says, "God damn it, grandma! I said I don't want it short." And I'm like, "Whoa! I don't have to, how to act." So I kind of give the grandma a nod, like, "Oh no, we won't go that short." So I'm cutting his hair, and he starts crying. This is what it made me think of messing somebody up. So and I'm like, "Dang!" I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt you?" And maybe I nicked him with the shears. I'm sorry. You okay? I look like a jerk.
Well, okay. Well, you always took care of me, man. You had me looking clean, man.
Never walked out looking like a jerk.
Hey, man, I was looking fly, man.
That's right.
And that's why I became, a full-time customer, man.
Yeah. I remember cutting you all
We
the
had some
time.
good times, man. Not only just in the barbershop, just kind of conversations
Yeah, you
over
know how
the
it is
years,
in the
chopping it
barbershop.
up. Yeah,
This is a mild conversation. Man, sometimes things get crazy. Not with me personally, but
Yeah. And you hear crazy stories.
You hear crazy stories all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of like counselors sometimes,
Yeah.
Give advice when we can.
Therapy up in there, right?
All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's pivot to you relocating, right? Because you were in Santa Monica. That's where you from. You had the shop there.
Yeah.
And then what led you to want to move to Las Vegas and leave California?
So before I left, at that time, I believe I had 3 locations. 2 in Santa Monica and 1 in Venice.
Right.
And moved to Las Vegas, hoping to open up more barbershops. The business out here wasn't feasible anymore because the cost of the storefronts were expensive.
Yeah, everything was going up.
Finding licensed barbers was getting tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a friend that lived out there, and he said, "Hey, there's not very many good barbers out here. Why don't you come out here?" So I gave it a try and moved out to Las Vegas to open my own shop. Yeah, opened up Pico Barbershop in Las Vegas.
That's dope, man. And talk about the experience out there in Vegas versus over here, because obviously Vegas is a different city than Santa Monica, than LA. What's the vibe like out there, at least when you first got out there in terms of opening a new business, trying to attract clientele? How did you build the business up?
Yeah.
Because everybody knew you over here.
Yeah, that was different, going out there not knowing anybody. So I did land. I didn't go out there and just open up Pico Barbershop. I did work for a couple barbershops before I opened.
Yeah.
But I think I was only out there maybe a year and a half before I actually opened up my own shop. And I like Vegas. I like Vegas. It's
I love Vegas.
not different than LA. It's very diverse.
Yeah.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
Out there, you walk to a barbershop, you get a bunch of Hawaiian barbers, black barbers, white barbers, everybody working together.
Melting pot.
Exactly. It's not like how I remember it when I left LA. It was a little different, a little more segregated. You had your barbershops, we have our barbershops, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy the diversity out there, and everybody's pretty cool. Yeah. A lot less people. Now it's getting busier.
Yeah. Vegas is a booming market
out there. Yeah.
big time, and the prices are going up out there.
Prices are going up. Yeah.
So you left at a good time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's almost comparable out here now. They're expensive. How's it getting out there?
Yeah, everything's going up. You know what I mean? Let's pivot to Migente,
That's right.
which something that resonated with me when you kind of told me about the concept of this. Break it down to everybody watching the show.
Okay.
What is Migente? Exclamation point. What does it represent? We know what it means in Spanish, right, my people? But what does it represent to you, and how did you come up with this whole concept behind this app?
Yeah, well, yes, like you said, it translates to my people. To me, I use Migente as a term of endearment for a community that I'm very proud of.
Yes.
That's the working class.
Yeah.
The people, guys and girls, that wake up every morning and,
Hit
pack
the
up all
pavement.
their stuff,
Hit the pavement.
go out in the street, and earn an honest living. No matter how cold the world could be, or dangerous, they still go out there, pack up all their stuff, whether it's flowers or washing cars or whatever it is, tacos, tamales, all that stuff. And they work all day, then pack it all up, take the stuff to a commissary or to their house, clean it, go to sleep, and do it all again the next morning. That's mi gente. It's a Spanish word. It's supposed to be 2 words, mi gente, but that name was taken, so I put it together for mi gente.
Right.
And what got me thinking about it is when I moved out to Vegas, here in Santa Monica, I had all my favorite taco trucks or, tamale stands, whatever.
Food spots.
Go to Vegas, I didn't know where to go, and I wasn't going to drive around somebody else's hood looking for tacos, that's not a smart thing to do.
Right.
So I was like, man, I wish I had some type of app, where I can get on there and find what I'm looking for. And that's what sparked my imagination there.
Let's talk about the fact a lot of street vendors, especially recently, they've been getting, attacked, some of them robbed on the streets. And they're just out there, hustling, trying to make money to feed their families and take care of themselves. but it is a big issue right now across the country, not just in LA or Vegas, all over the world, really. Talk about the element of Migente and how that can contribute and maybe mitigate all of these instances of crime and things of that nature. How does it protect the vendor out there on the streets?
Okay, yeah. So when I was thinking about this app, I was, to help bring them exposure, help them make money.
Yeah.
It's not as big of a problem in Vegas as it is in Cali.
Right.
But it is a problem.
But it exists.
I would be home watching it on the news. I actually would watch the news out here to keep me updated.
Yeah.
And I would see them get attacked and bullied and beat for no reason, and it would make it would bring something out of me. And I would think I wish I was there to help or translate or explain that this guy's not doing anything but trying to make money for his family.
Right.
So when I was planning on doing this app, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do a distress button for the vendors so that they have some sense of security, or they feel some sense of security. And the way it would work is, if they're being harassed or bullied, they could push this distress button, and anybody with the app nearby, the free to download app nearby, will get an alert.
Yeah.
There's a vendor in distress or needs assistance. It could be,
Is there a certain limitation in terms of proximity, distance, how far away they would get alerted about this if somebody hits that distress button?
Yeah, it could be adjusted. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to be in LA and somebody in San Bernardino.
Of course.
Yeah, because that's not.
You'll never make it there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it was
like a couple mile radius or something.
2 mile radius. Yeah, and it's just to bring awareness. So there could be an off-duty officer eating here in 2 blocks, or across the street could be a vendor being bullied.
Yeah.
If you get an alert, walk over there and say, hey, figure out what's going on. Leave him alone. If you don't like what he's doing, call the health department or call the cops. Don't mess with him.
Right.
Right. So just to bring awareness.
Right.
Awareness of what's going on. So that is patent pending.
Okay.
No, you won't find that in any other app.
Yeah.
Also, the finding them is also patent pending because that's in lifetime. I believe there are a couple similar apps. But if you look up, say, tacos or whatever it is you're looking for, it'll give you the time that they should be there. The time they should be there. Not necessarily mean that they're there. For Migente, you look up whatever it is you're looking for, and a little dot will come up and show exactly where they're at in lifetime.
Right.
Also patent pending. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, and let's talk about the mobile capability of the app, right? It is Android and iOS friendly,
yeah.
right?
It's for both platforms, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I go on in addition to what the app has to offer.
Yeah.
In addition to that, Migente is giving back to the vendors by way of legal aid or equipment replacement or repair. And the way I figured that out is we're going to give a percentage of the money that comes in. We're going to set it aside in an account that all the vendors will be able to see the balance. So say there's a couple of requirements. They got to go through, be with us for more than a year.
Yeah.
And they have to be active on the app, blah, blah, blah. But say they got a flat tire. They wake up, tire's flat. They can actually see if there's money in the account and then send us a message. Hey, look, got a flat tire. It's $320. I don't have it right now.
Right.
My team will go through those requests, find the ones that qualify. As long as there's money in the account, we'll send money. We'll pay for it. Of course, we need the receipt back for our own paperwork or write-off.
Right. So you can write it up. So they don't have to reimburse you.
They don't have to reimburse.
Okay.
We just want them to get back on the street.
That's dope.
Yeah. They get a fine, and if there's money in there, we'll pay it and then explain to them what went wrong, if they need explaining, or figure out how to help them where they don't get fined again.
Right.
So we're really, really there to help.
Right, absolutely. And you anticipate this going live? Is it fair to say after the first of the year where this would launch, or is there a certain date that you potentially have lined up, or is it still pending?
I can only convey the message they gave me, and that was yesterday. I got an email that we have a meeting November 26th.
Yeah.
And that's for a beta testing. And they're gonna show me how to run the app, on my dashboard to see who's participating, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. But meanwhile, we'll be checking for bugs, crashes, lagging, and make sure all the functions work.
Right.
They're anticipating bugs and stuff. So we're going to make a note of it. The app company that I hired to build it is going to repair it. They said it could be up within 5 to 7 days from that day. But it all depends on how much they got to work on it.
Right.
But the latest will be 6 weeks after November 26th.
Right.
So I'm very excited because I've been working on this for 2 years and it's finally here. It's finally complete.
Well, I'm proud of you, man, and I know you've laid the groundwork, and there's much more work to be done.
Yep.
But I appreciate, your wisdom, your courage, your bravery, your dedication to trying to make this work. And I love the concept. It's definitely much needed out here in these streets, not just in LA, but all over the country, all over the world.
Yes, and they will be available all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all over the world.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize, to build an app or to create or have somebody create an app, it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of people don't realize with technology, there's a lot of work that has to go into that. I know because I've looked into that myself. So I have some familiarity with that, right? Let's pivot to family and family life. I know that's important to you. You have 3 other brothers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and 2 sisters.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about your sibling element and the connection you have with your brothers. I know your sisters are a little bit younger. Talk about that whole element with your brothers and what that means to you, not only from when you were younger, but to now as an adult.
I think we've always had the same relationship. We've
Had each other's
we've
back.
been close since day one, and to this day, we call each other all the time.
Yeah.
There's never been a time where this brother don't talk to that brother, so none of that stuff goes on. We're just really close, even though we live far. Out of us brothers, I'm the only one that moved out of the state.
Yeah.
But it's a 3.5 hour drive. So
Not too far.
When I miss home or miss my brothers, I just drive home. Yeah.
Right.
And that's my wife's driving. Then it's 2.5 hours.
Right. Right.
She drives fast.
And speaking of your wife, if I'm not mistaken, you've been with her since high school, right?
I've been with my wife since 10th grade. I think I was 10th and she was 9th.
Ride or die right there.
Yeah, man, I'm blessed.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Beautiful woman. Yep, she's been by my side the whole way.
Right. And how has she been? I know she's been very supportive, right? Talk to me about the element of, you going through wanting this idea, this concept, getting this app established. She's been there with you the whole way, right?
Oh, absolutely. She's been with me the whole way. I can see a little fatigue going on.
Yeah, which is natural.
Yeah,
natural.
My first shot, she was, right there and gung-ho, full of energy. But I don't know if I told you, but I've owned and operated 4 shops.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time we get ahead, I get another shop and it throws back a whole little bit. So I can see a little frustration, but
Yeah.
she's gonna be there, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's 100. She's 100.
Talk about fatherhood. You've got 3 boys, and things have changed over the years. Obviously, they've gotten older.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that process of starting a family, especially at a young age, right?
Yeah.
Now your kids are all grown up for the most part.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that whole experience and that transition from.
Did I tell you I was a very emotional person?
Yeah, man. And hey, this is Sports Hop,
Especially
baby.
when it comes to my kids. Yeah.
Hey, man, let the tears roll,
Yeah.
man. We love you, man.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
Never had any problems with my son.
Yeah. That's Lino Jr. right
That's
there,
my
right?
son, Lino Jr. That's my VP,
All right.
my vice president right there
out to him.
of Migente.
Yeah.
So proud of them. So proud of them. I can't take all the credit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I give my wife all the credit,
Right.
but I also give baseball. Baseball was
That was
my,
a big
my
thing.
ace up the sleeve.
I
Yeah,
remember that back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I introduced them to baseball, as t-ball.
Yeah.
So every time I was get a little hint they're straightened off, I'll use baseball against them.
Right.
Hey, you don't straighten up, you're not going to your game, or you're not
yeah.
going to practice. And I was like, oh God, So I give baseball, man, really helped me raise my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're good boys. All of them have college. My 2 oldest actually played baseball in college.
That's dope.
My oldest a catcher, and
Where did they play at?
My oldest son played for Glendale Community,
Okay.
and he ended up having Tommy John surgery. from throwing the ball.
Familiar with it, yeah.
Yeah, so my oldest son, Tommy John, and then my middle son, Louis, he played for College of the Siskiyous.
Okay.
That's up north of Weed, California.
Mm-hmm.
He played shortstop. He did a little bit of pitching. And then my youngest son, he went to UNLV. He's more of a musician.
Okay.
Yeah, he played.
Creative.
He played the piano, played the keyboard like nobody's business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he still rocking with it now?
Yeah, he does. He does fiddle with it a little bit. He's, has the work and stuff like that. I was going to say, I have a daughter-in-law.
Okay. Congratulations.
Cheyenne. Yep. My middle son, Louis.
Yeah.
Just got married. So 3 boys, and now I have a daughter. It's great.
Some grandkids might be popping up soon, man. You never know.
Yeah, no grandkids yet. Hopefully in the future.
Right.
They're in no rush. I am, but they're not. So
right.
Yeah, when they're ready.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned baseball, right? Because sports is just a unique bond between family and life itself. Sports really saved my life when I was young.
Right.
It kept me off the streets. It kept me grounded and focused. It taught me a level of responsibility.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't have learned otherwise, especially
keep
growing
your
up.
grades up.
I didn't have, a father figure in my life, so I didn't have that element, and a lot of kids go the other way, but sports kept me on the straight and narrow, right? So that's why I'm so tied in with sports.
Yeah. No, I believe
sports hop, right?
And I'm sure that's the story with a lot of people,
Yeah. So I love the fact you referenced baseball, how there still is a bond, right? You're a Dodger guy, right?
Oh,
so baseball was such a big contributing factor in the development of your boys, and you utilized it, in the family element, you know what I mean? And I like that.
It came real natural to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially baseball, particularly. I remember being a little kid, my grandfather would be watching the Dodger game with no volume on the TV, but he had a stereo on.
He had the radio on.
Listening to it. And I never understood it until I got older, and then I realized because Vince Scully was on the radio.
Legend.
Rest in peace, Vince
Rest in
Scully.
peace to him and Fernando.
Yeah,
Fernando, we just lost him.
Yeah, got his jersey on here.
Yeah.
And so I grew up. I had no choice but to love the Dodgers.
Okay. Well, that's the perfect segue, because we're going to talk about sports now. This is Sports Hop.
That's right.
Let's talk about the Dodgers, right? I mean, winning that World Championship, that was, the first time in 5 years, because during the pandemic we couldn't celebrate.
Yeah.
But I was at the victory celebration at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, were you?
Ice Cube performed. Shout out to Cube. Yay. We still got to get you on the couch, Cube. But Cube tore it up, and that was just amazing, man. Sold out, by the way. Wow. I'm talking about for the celebration. Sold out. Yeah, man. Dodger Stadium was filled, man. Not one empty seat in the house. But shout out to the Dodgers and Dave Roberts and all the players, man, that made it happen, man. It was definitely an exciting time, and they really dominated in the postseason, man. And were you watching the most of those playoff games, the World Series and stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. I was able to see
Freddie Freeman, by the way, MVP.
Grand Slam, I was at that game.
Oh, okay, you came out for the game.
Yeah,
dope.
Yep.
Okay,
first time ever being to a World Series game.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
It was something I'll never forget.
Who'd you go with? Your wife?
No, I went with a coworker.
Oh, okay.
Janelle is a barber from Las Vegas.
Okay.
And he's from New York. That's why if you can see in the picture, the sleeve has a Yankee jersey. Because he's from New York. And he said, hey, if it comes to Dodgers, Yankees in it, you want to go? And I said, yeah. And it happened. So him and I went.
Yeah.
That picture there.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is the Dodgers came out of Brooklyn, right? You know that.
Oh, yeah.
So the Dodgers were, I'm from New York. So the Dodgers, I loved the Dodgers ever since I was young, before I even came to California. So, I was really excited and happy for the whole squad, and Freddie Freeman doing what he did, and Mookie Betts. I mean,
everybody.
You had everybody just contributing, man. Yeah. And it was Teoscar Hernandez and
players.
Yeah, it was just great, man. It was an amazing experience being in the stadium, man.
And I'm so glad we're getting them back.
No, yeah, we're gonna get them back. Yeah. Kershaw, I think, is gonna be gone, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's a tough one, because he's done so much for us. But
yeah, but he's always last few years, man. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
He's been hurt. Like, he hasn't been available, but
Hurt his foot last time, right?
yeah. He's been injured, but it was just a great scene out there. So shout out to the Dodgers world champions.
Right.
It was off the hook. You a Laker fan, right?
I'm a Laker fan.
Okay. Have you been watching the Lakers this year?
No, I'll be really honest. I'm a Lakers supporter. I'm not a big basketball fan, period. But I my support goes out to the Lakers. Been a Laker fan since Kareem.
Yeah.
Kareem and Magic days.
Old school.
Yeah, through Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, and Shaq.
Yeah.
But basketball's never. I don't know. I was always a short, chubby guy. Growing up, all the short, chubby guys. So basketball, I never really played. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit in front and be, Lakers.
It was baseball, right?
It was
baseball was number one.
Baseball, that was my thing. Yeah.
Well, we can't sleep on the Denver Broncos. That's your team, right?
Denver Broncos, my
Okay.
team too. Yep.
That's right.
Just don't bring up the last game.
Have you been watching most of the games?
Oh, I watch all the games.
Okay. Now, how did you from Santa Monica tell everybody watching? How in the hell did you become a Denver fan? And I'm not mad at it because that's my team, right? But how did that happen coming from California in Santa Monica to loving the Denver Broncos?
I'll be honest. I was a Raider fan until they
Okay.
went to Oakland.
I'll forgive you for that.
Yeah, I know.
Let me go ahead and hit the flush button. Let's let this toilet flush for a minute now.
But it is really nothing more than, you had that youngest uncle. The youngest uncle is like your favorite uncle. You're kind of close to, maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah.
I have an uncle who was young, and I was really close to him. He was a Bronco fan.
Okay.
John Elway, being a Cali boy, went to Granada Hills High School.
Yeah.
And he kind of, put me under his wing, and I would always be at his house on Sundays, and we started watching it together. I started wearing his clothes, and I became a Bronco fan.
Okay. And that was when you were like a teenager?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been loyal.
Yeah.
You done seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I've seen it all. Yeah.
There's been a lot more good than bad with them.
Yeah.
Over the last 30 years, they've won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Been to 5.
One back to back. Yeah.
But that was amazing. That last one up in when they were in San Francisco, they beat the Panthers. Peyton Manning was the quarterback,
Peyton
but
Manning.
Von Miller in the defense
That crazy.
got it done.
Peyton Manning with his injury and
Yeah. I actually interviewed Peyton Manning, and that was a cool experience, man.
That's good.
Real humble cat, But shout out to the Broncos, currently in 3rd place in the AFC West behind the Chargers. Kansas City still has not lost a game, so we'll see. There's still 8 or 9 games left to play. So I think Denver might be able to sneak in as a wild card. We'll see how it plays out, right? Tell everybody watching the show, how can they find you? Migente, the app, and the social media platforms. Is there a website also associated with Migente ! Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah. For more information, you go to the Instagram, which is Migente911. You can email me direct at Lino@Migente911app.com.
Okay.
Email if you need any information. I was in my mind thinking, they can get a hold of you too. I'm sure we'll do some updates. Maybe be back on the show and give a more specific launch date. Before it launches, or the day of the launch date, or something like that.
Yep.
But Lino@Migente911.com or Instagram Migente911.
Okay.
And we'll get on there and post.
Right.
Anytime we hear anything that's pertains to us launching, it'll be on.
Okay. And you already know what time it is. You can follow me on the gram at Mack B, at MACK, as in boy, _ at Sports Hop Media. Episode 49 is in the books. I got Lino Lares on the couch. Shout out to Migente ! Keep it locked. Thanks for watching Sports Hop. For all the latest news on hip hop and sports, subscribe here and keep it locked. It's your boy Mack B.